Sabahul Khair, good morning everyone. Hi Tamara.
Hi.
Today we are going to learn a new letter, but before we start, I would like to tell you that Shihabi Academy is offering now live online courses, so just check the link in the description below. Now let's start. So the new letter for today is Ha, our H. In Arabic we have two kinds of Ha, the so-called H sounds, but today we're going to learn the Ha, the H, which equals the Latin one or the English H. As usual, we get to know every letter in its full form at the end of the word. This word is round, it just looks like a drop of water. I'll start here at the same height of ba, that's why I write the ba here as a comparison, and I draw a drop. Once again, it has a small edge above. I would say it also looks like a small egg,
But more drop.
but more like a drop, that's true. This is how it looks like at the end of the word. So let's start to study the four forms of this letter. At the beginning of a word, we see that ha is a little bit above the ba, for example. How do we write it? I just draw a little bit bigger drop of water, see? And then
Mhm.
when I touch this line, I make a smaller circle. Ha. Once again.
Like labyrinth. I don't know.
Somehow like labyrinth, yes. Ha in the middle, it's really interesting. It just looks like a bow tie of a suit, but vertical. I come here from right, from a certain letter, and then I want to write the ha. And then I make an oval here. It just also looks like shoelaces, And then I do the symmetrical one. Once again, up, oval, and then down. Please don't do this as if it's an 8 and then in the middle. This is wrong. Then we have two forms at the end of a word. Why? Usually when the beginning and the middle are different, the result is we have also two different shapes or figures at the end of a word. Why? Because this ha, the first one, is connected from the right and this is separate. So this drop is somehow raised. I would say it's a little bit similar to the head of a camel. I come from the right from a certain letter and then I go diagonally up and then I go a little bit down and then I write a small C, Latin C. Once again. And if you write the line vertical, this is not a big problem. It really depends on the font you're writing in.
And this is see, they must look down, or it's like.
It doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. And then ha at the end, we saw this drop of water. We have ha at the beginning and ha at the end connected. They are a little bit above this red line, so a little bit higher than the ba. And these are pronounced only like like hello, like here. Here we will see some words which include ha at the end. The right part, ha, is disconnected or separated, and in the left, it is connected from the right. So, Tamara, let's read the first word. We are reading from the right to the left.
Shah.
Shah. It's the equivalent for king in Persian. The word Shah. Next word,
Miyah.
Miyah. You see, it's not kh, it is more from the throat. Miyah. You know what miyah is? Or in English, waters.
Water. Yeah.
Not water, waters. It's
Waters. Yeah.
geography, exactly. When we talk about geography, we say the waters. Next one,
Muntazah.
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 The stress is on the first syllable, which is mun. Muntazah. Park. Next word,
Naziyah.
nazih. Not naziyah, nazih.
Nazir. Ah,
Yeah, it's
true.
a person of integrity and also a name. Adjectives or attributes in Arabic can change to names. And the last word, which is notice, alert, or warning,
Tanbih.
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 Why is bih? Because the second syllable has the long vowel. That's why also
Mm-hmm.
by nazih. You see?
Yes.
Nazih, tanbih. The syllable which has the long vowel will be focused on or will be emphasized. Now we will write these words. Which word shall we start with, Tamara?
Park.
Park, muntazah, okay.
Mhm.
Mim, you see at the beginning. Noon, ta, zai, and gap, because zai does not join, and then ha. Then we put the dots, and at the end, the short vowels.
Why stressful here in this منتزه?
Muntazah. It's the first syllable in the word, and the word does not have long vowels. Next word,
They also name this
nazih,
Nazih. Yeah.
nun, zai, ya. Now we go up. You see, I didn't make it diagonal. I made it
Mhm.
vertical. It's okay. And a little bit down, and then the C. And if you want to put the anticipation to the ya under the zai, you also can. Muntazah. I know it's not easy, but let's try always to pronounce the ha at the end of every word. Shah. You see, not sha, shah. So just repeat, please. Shah.
Shah,
Miyah.
Miyah,
Muntazah.
Muntazah,
Nazih.
Nazih,
Tanbih.
Tanbih.
Exactly. The first word, Tamara, and you are watching, you can press on the pause, read them, and turn the video on once again. So, Tamara, the first word,
Haram,
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 haram, pyramid. Next word,
Halwun,
exactly, where, halyun. Where's the stress? On which syllable? Second, halyun, exactly, asparagus. Next word,
Hudhud.
hudhud, which is the hoopoe.
Mhm.
Bird. Hudhud. The first syllable is stressed. And the last word?
The hat,
Dhahab. Gold. I have a question. Why is the second ha here doesn't have the middle form? It has the first form and also at dhahab.
Hudhud, they not join.
Exactly. Because dal does not join, and that's why we write the ha as if it is at the beginning. And dal also does not join, and that's why. You write hudhud this way. Ha, dal, and you cannot write only because ha is in the middle of the word, then you write this form. Because this is the connected form. It's connected with nothing. And because dal does not join, we have to write the ha once again as if it's the beginning of the word. Very important is that the gap between the two syllables of the word cannot be too long. Hud, hud. Haram, ha, ra, and we have to keep a small gap because ra does not join. And then mim, haram. Next word, halyun. Ha, lam, ya. Wow. Raise your hand. Wow does not join. And then noon. Dots, and then the short vowels. You also can put the anticipation of the wow on the ya, which is the dhamma. Halyun. And the last word here is dhahab, gold. Take care, it is not dahab, d, it is dhahab, the. Well, in slang Arabic, yeah, they say dahab, but it's in classical Arabic, dhahab, with a dot. You see? Dhal, we keep a gap, dhal does not join. Ha, ba, dots, and then dhahab, the short vowels. We're still with our ha at the beginning, and we have some international words here. Tamara, would you start? And we also can press on the pause, read them, and try to write them, and then you can turn the video once again. Tamara,
Himalaya,
Himalaya.
Himalaya.
Next word?
Honolulu.
Exactly. You see, we write Honolulu, we read Honolulu, because we don't have an extra letter for O, as we know. So once again, context. We know this is pronounced O, this is also pronounced O, and these are U. We write Honolulu, we read Honolulu. Next one,
Hawaii,
Hawaii, exactly. Next word,
Harun,
Harun. Who was Harun in the history? Aaron, the brother of Moses.
Aaron. Yeah.
Aaron. In Arabic, Harun. And the last two words,
Huna,
exactly, we have an exception. We have to say huna, not huna, but huna. Here we have an exception. We put the stress on the first syllable, huna.
Huna.
And here, hunaka. Huna, here.
Uh,
Hunaka, there. Huna, هناك. When you're saying a sentence and you have this word in the sentence and there are words after, then you say هناك. Whereas when the sentence ends, you say هناك and you don't pronounce the short vowel. We'll get to know these rules when we start learning how to build sentences. Any difficult words to write, Tamara?
First one.
Himalaya. Okay. Yes, I know because it has the lam alif. Himalaya. He. And now I raise my hand. I write meme backwards. Ma. Now lam alif. La. Ya. You can keep the anticipations. You can also put another anticipation here before the alif and on top of the lam if you want, before the alif and on top of the ya. But you don't have to. You also can write this word in another way. He. Now, instead of raising your hand, you just can make a wave, and then go back to the line. Hima. And if you want, you also can write the other form of the lam alif, which is lam, and the alif is diagonal on top of it. La, yeah. And then you have to keep a gap, of course, between the alif or lam alif and anything coming after. Himalaya. We'll write huna and hunak. Huna with the anticipation on top of the noon if you want, and هناك. هنا, small gap, alif is not joining from the left, and then kaf. هناك or هناك. I can say something, for example, Bashir هنا, Tamara هناك. Bashir is here, Tamara is there. By the way, we don't use verb to be in the present. I say Bashir here. We don't have this Bashir is here. We use verb to be in the future and the past tense, but we never use it in the present. Bashir هنا, Tamara هناك. So now we come to the ha in the middle form of ha. How do you pronounce this word, Tamara?
شهر.
Shahr. Exactly. Ra is barely pronounced. Shahr, which is month. Next word. How do you say famous in Arabic?
شهير.
Yes, shahir or
مشهور.
mashhur. These are synonyms. You can say shahir or mashhur. How do you say, for example, Beethoven is famous? Beethoven, shahir.
بيتهوفن شهير.
Or,
Or بيتهوفن مشهور.
exactly. Remember, we don't use verb to be in the present tense. Beethoven, shahir. Beethoven, mashhur. Next word.
نهر.
Nahr, river, Nahr. And pay attention, ha is very important to be pronounced because if you don't pronounce it, it is
نار.
nar, fire. You see? Nahr, nar.
Yeah.
You hear the difference?
Yes.
Nahr, nar. And next word,
نهار.
nahar, nahar. Where's the stress?
First, second one.
Exactly,
نهار.
on the second syllable. Nahar. Exactly. Nahar is day as daytime. What was day? The 24 hours? Remember? Yawm. Yawm is day, the 24 hours. And the yawm is divided into nahar, so the daytime when the sun is there, and layl, which is night. So in Arabic, we have an extra word for daytime, nahar. In English, you say the day is divided into day and night, but in Arabic, we say the day, which is yawm, is divided in nahar and layl. And the last word?
شهرزاد.
Shahrazad. You know who was Shahrazad?
Yeah, there. 1001 Night.
Exactly. The woman who was telling the king the stories. Which words shall we write, Tamara?
شهرزاد.
Sheen, Ha, the tie, Ra, Zai is parallel to the Ra, Alif, Dal, Shahrazad. You also can put the sukun here on top of the ha to show that there are no vowels following. You see? Shahrazad, exactly like nahr, like shahr.
Shall we write مشهور?
مشهور, yes. مشهور, meme, sheen. Now the ha, I go a little bit up, diagonal to the right, and then I go also down, a little bit diagonal, and also to the right. Oval, wow, ra, mashhur. You see, on the sheen also I have a sukun to show there are no vowels after. The sheen is the end of the first syllable. Mash, and then hur. And at the end of a syllable, I can put a sukun, I can also disregard it. And now we have two interesting words. Let's compare between the black ones and the blue ones. In Arabic, we differentiate a lot between male and female. The first word is called هذا. هذا. But there is no an alif here, you see? I write هذا and I read هذا as if an alif were there. But these are some exceptions. I write short, I pronounce long. And look what we have in the blue one. We have a small alif. It's just a sign that here please pronounce long. Where do you find this sign usually? In the Holy Quran. You don't find it in the modern script. هذا, it's this, masculine. And how do you pronounce the other one?
هذه.
هذه. هذه, which is demonstrative pronoun, singular, feminine. This. So I can say, for example, if I have Tamara here and I have, for example, John, then I say هذا John, هذه Tamara. هذا for male, singular male, هذه female. So how do we write هذا? ها ذال ألف. هذا. We don't have to write this small alif. It's known as هذا. And هذه. ها ذال and ha. We had actually this form of alif in one of the old videos. Remember the first surah in the Quran, Al-Fatiha, the opening surah?
Malik, yeah.
Malik, exactly. And there is a reason why in the Quran the word Malik is written this way, although we write it Malik this way with the alif. One of the reasons is that when you say Maliki Yawmiddin means the owner, Malik, of the Day of Judgment, but also without this alif. It is Maliki Yawmiddin, which is the king of the Day of Judgment, and both are correct. And that's why it is written this way. But I'm going to make, inshallah, an extra video talking about this phenomenon. So that's for today. Tamara and all of you who are watching, I hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel so that you'll always be updated. And if you want to learn more, check the link in the description below. See you inshallah in the next video. Bye.
Bye bye.